Namaskaram everyone. From the story of Sati to the story of Dhruva, we move to a child's resolve. Uttanapada, the son of Manu, had two wives, Suniti and Suruchi. Suniti had a son named Dhruva, and Suruchi's son was called Uttama. Suniti, however, was not dear to the king. Suruchi was his favorite queen. Once the king was in the garden playing with Uttama, the son of Suruchi. He had taken him on his lap and he was petting the child. To him came Dhruva and he wanted to sit on his father's lap too. He was trying to do so. Suruchi saw it and rushed near. She dragged him away from his father, saying, "You are the son of the king, no doubt, but you are not my son, and so you will not have the privilege of sitting on your father's lap. You are striving for the impossible. You do not seem to be able to realize that you are unfortunate. Your misfortune is this. You are the son of another woman. If you want to sit on your father's lap like Uttama, you will have to perform a long penance. Pray to the Lord to make you the son of Suruchi in your next birth." The king was listening to her. He did not speak a word in protest since he was so infatuated with his wife. Hurt by the cruel words of his stepmother, Dhruva, hissing like a wounded serpent, looked accusingly at his father who was sitting silent. Dhruva rushed from there and went to his mother. Without speaking a word, he began to cry loudly. The mother placed him on her lap and after comforting him, she got the story out of the others who were present when the child was pushed so rudely by Suruchi. Suniti could do nothing but weep. Drowned as she was in sorrow, still she did not lose her gentle nature. She said, "My child, remember one fact, and that is, when one wishes someone ill, that ill is visited on the wisher. So never at any time think ill of others. The king does not like me. He does not want me to serve him even as a handmaid. Such an unfortunate woman happens to be your mother. What Suruchi said is true. Because you are my son, you do not have the privilege of sitting on the king's lap. Do not be angry with your stepmother because she has spoken words which have wounded you. On the contrary, do what she asked you to do. Pray to Lord Narayana, who is the greatest among the great, who is the refuge of all those who are sufferers. Take refuge in the feet of the Lord, who is the refuge of all the gods, of Brahma, and of your grandfather Manu, and all the denizens of the heavens. Become attached to him and only to him. Speak his name and see his form. Pray to him. He is sure to rid you of all unhappiness. I see no other way of comforting you." Dhruva was bent on doing what his mother said would be good for him. He left his father's city and wandered about without knowing how to set about for his penance. Narada, with his yogic powers, knew about Dhruva. Perhaps he was reminded of his earlier janma when he was such a child wandering in the quest of God. He told himself, "I must help this child. He is a Kshatriya and he has been hurt by the words of his stepmother." Narada hurried to where Dhruva was and placing his hand on the child's head, blessed him. He said, "You are still a child. You are just 5 years old. Your place is by the side of your toys and such things. You are still too young to let insult or approbation have so much of influence on your mind. In this world, good and bad, praise and censure are all the results of one's own actions and nothing else. It is a man's delusion which causes these. If God's grace is with you, then unhappiness will never come near you. His grace is the only thing needed. If that is not there, no amount of energy or attempt will bear any fruit. It is up to you to be satisfied with what the Lord metes out to you as your share of pain or pleasure. Your mother has told to you that you should take refuge in Narayan. And I know you are bent on performing tapas and finding him. My child, you do not know what it is to find him, to please him. It is not so easy to please him. Rishis and yogis have performed penance for years on end, and still they have not been able to see him. It takes years of tapas, janma and janma. It needs a sense of detachment and patience. It needs concentration. It needs sacrifice. A tapas spread over lifetimes. And still, in spite of all these, he is very hard to find. Please give up this quest. Abandon this childish obstinacy. You can come back to it later. Penance is a course to be adopted by you when you are in your old age. God has ordained that man should enjoy a certain share of happiness and a certain share of sorrow. It is not right to rebel against the law of nature. The wise say that a man's punya decreases when he enjoys the good things of life, and his papa decreases when sorrow visits him. So he reaches the very boon of release from both if he learns to be even-tempered, unaffected by either. When you see one more fortunate than you, it is not right that you should be jealous of him. You should show him affection. And if you see a man lacking in good qualities, you should be sorry for him and not hate him or sneer at him. If you meet one who is equal, you should be friendly with him. Such a man will never be unhappy. Dhruva said, "It is my good fortune that I have met you. It is fortunate that I have found you who can tell me clearly the secret, the real secret about pleasure and pain, and how to be unaffected by either. And yet, because of my being an undisciplined Kshatriya, perhaps the words of Suruchi have hurt me abominably, and your words do not reach my very insight. They ought to impress me, but they do not. Please have pity on me and my ignorance. Teach me the method by which I can reach the Lord. I want to attain a greater, a higher state than the highest, and I want to pray to the Lord to grant me that. Please teach me. You are, I have heard, born as the son of Brahma, and you wander all over the universe, plucking the strings of your veena with but one aim, to do good to mankind. Please have compassion on me." Narada was charmed by the naivety and sweetness of the words spoken by Dhruva, and he made up his mind to help him. He said, "The path suggested by your mother is the correct path. It will grant you what you desire. The ultimate refuge of all is Narayana. Pray to him. set your mind steadfastly on him. It is known to all that any desire will be granted by him when he is asked. Set your mind on Narayana. He will hear your prayers. May you be successful in your endeavor. My child, go to the banks of the river Yamuna, where the Lord is always present. Go to the holy spot, which is called Madhuvana. Bathe in the pure waters of the river Yamuna 3 times a day. And doing pranayama, set your mind on the Lord and his form. He is easily pleased. I will teach you the mantra, reciting which you will be able to summon the Lord to your presence. The mantra is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. When this mantra is constantly repeated, the Lord will grant you all your desires. This is called Bhakti Yoga, and it is the easiest of all the yogas. It is also very dear to Lord Narayana. Narada then described in detail the form of the Lord, and Dhruva fixed the image in his mind even as he heard it being described. His mind was filled with Narayana lying on Ananta, the great snake. The child could already see the lotus rising from the navel of the Lord. He could visualize the yellow silk which draped the form of the Lord, and the tender smile on his lips and the compassion in his lotus eyes. Dhruva made pradakshina to Narayana, who represent the Guru Tattva, and came to guide him at the right time, and fell at his feet. Taking leave of his Guru, the young child walked towards Madhuvana on the banks of the Yamuna. Dear listeners, just reflect back and see how many times have you seen the beauty in the tough times and remembered the Lord. Did you know that all the punya that we have decrease when we enjoy the good things of life? However, even our papa decreases when sorrow visits us. If we understand this, then we will be able to appreciate the importance and beauty of all the good and the untoward that happens in our life, and see that there is only betterment and evolution coming from the same. Hari Om.